Today, I'm going to price out on the Warmoth website the most expensive body that you can possibly buy and the cheapest body, so stick around. Hey everybody, it is Aaron from Warmoth, and today I thought I would go on our website just like a regular customer and price out in the custom builders the most expensive body that you can possibly get from Warmoth. I'm going to choose every fancy option and upgrade that I possibly can and see how expensive I can get it. And I'm also going to choose or build in the custom builders the least expensive functional body that you can get. So we're going to get a full price range. That Warmoth offers so many options that it would be, I think, would be useful to get a full price range, and we're going to see how just far apart those prices are. I'm also going to price out a body that I think hits the sweet spot right in the middle. And I do have just one condition for this little exercise, and that is that the cheap body has to be functional. You can get even just a uncut blank from us, and I'm obviously not going to count that. It has to be a body that's been routed for bridge and pickups. Probably doesn't need to have a finish because a lot of people just apply oil finishes. So the cheapest body probably won't be finished, but the one in the sweet spot will. But anyway, those are the parameters that I've laid out for this exercise. So let's jump into it. So here we are at the Warmoth homepage once again, and I think for this comparison we'll use a Stratocaster replacement body. Of course, this is going to funnel us through the showcase where we have stuff in stock. We'll just go right through there, right onto the custom builder. And I'm going to start by building the cheapest possible functional body that you can get, which is almost certainly going to be alder. Yep. So we'll go with alder core, and then of course solid. No lamb top, obviously, because this is no frills body. We're going to go top route. You could pick any of these because there's no price difference between them, but we'll just go universal so that you can mount whatever kind of pickups you want. Strat flat mount top jack. There's no price difference between any of the jack route types. And we'll go with a trim just because that's standard vintage 6 trim, but again, there's no price difference between any of these bridge routes, so it doesn't really matter. Mounting holes, we have a few options that are most expensive here, or more expensive here, but I think they're kind of cheating because nobody orders those almost never. So we'll just go with standard 4-bolt. Same thing here. I mean, you can get an opposite shaped neck pocket if you want to, but it's kind of cheating to do that, so I'm not going to do it. Forearm contour, tummy cut are included in the price. No battery box. And then I'm not going to finish this one because a lot of people buy unfinished bodies and they just, treat them with some kind of oil or something that just can be rubbed on, and it's a perfectly functional guitar. So I'm going to call this the cheapest possible body that you can get. So for $195, you can get a Strat replacement body that you just wipe some oil on, doesn't take any skill or special equipment. Wipe some oil on that, and you've got a functional body. So now let's do the most expensive, and this one is a little tougher than the necks that I did last week, because if you do a Strat replacement neck, you can use that neck to get every option that you can find, but with bodies it's a little trickier because there are so many different kinds of bodies and so many different options. So the first thing I'm going to do is build the most expensive Stratocaster replacement body that I can think of to build, and then we're going to explore another option that I think we can maybe even get a more expensive body. So let's refresh this page and see what we can come up with. Chambered, of course. Corewood, I think the most expensive corewood is roasted swamp ash. Is that true? Yes, roasted swamp ash core. And then of course 5A quilt. Quilt is almost always the most expensive. And of course 5A is the most expensive of the most expensive. So we're going to go 5A quilt on this build. We go right or left-handed. Warmoth never charges extra for left-handed. So yeah, let's just do it. What the heck? We'll go rear route. And then for the pickups, there's no, oh yes, of course we want 24 fret repo, because why not? But the pickup routes themselves, there's no charge for any of them, so we can pretty much get whatever we want. So how about that? That looks good to me. Of course, we want one F-hole because it's chambered. No extra cost for any controls. No extra cost for any of the side hole jacks. Same with bridge routes, and there's no extra cost. So we'll just go with, we'll say the go to a 510 trem route. Yes, we would like Warmoth to install the studs for us. Again, this is, I'm not going to pick any of these oddball things. We'll just go standard 4-bolt. Same here. We could get the 720 mod, which lowers the floor of the neck pocket. But again, that's a fairly unusual option, and I just don't think it's fair to cheat in that way. But custom contoured heel, I don't think it's cheating at all. Of course, we want binding, so let's go with cream binding. Battery box, that's a pretty unusual option, but we're trying to get the most expensive, so let's just pick one. And then of course die, and I think the most expensive die is like Fireburst or, oh, here's a warning that pops up when you select some certain finishes, that what you're gonna see here is a representation. It's a digital representation. It is not a photograph, and believe it or not, it is very, very hard to get these dies to look right in a way that can work with all the programming of putting various colors over the top. So that's why this warning box is here. If you want to see actual photos of these finishes, you follow this link and it'll open up a tab where you can come over here and see actual photos of these finishes. But to do that in the visualizer, extremely difficult, because you just can't mimic the way a certain color is going to look when it is stained on a top of figured maple. It's just impossible. So we've done the best we can, and that's what this warning is all about. You just click through it, and then you'll get a representation. Some are better than others. But anyway, back to the point. Fireburst die is the most expensive, or Jungle Burst, or Tiger's Eye, I think, are the three most expensive. Let's go with Jungle Burst here. And then back color, we'll do a transparent green burst over, and then gloss. So this is going to be a very expensive body. Looks like the final damage is $13.27. That is an expensive body. We've pretty much got every possible bell and whistle. But what I'm curious about is, if we go to a completely different body construction, can we get it even more expensive? And what I mean by that is that Warmoth offers a lot of carved top bodies. Like, for example, the Mooncaster is a carved top, the Regal is a carved top, whereas a VIP is carved top. So let's do a Mooncaster and see if we can get this price even more expensive. So we'll go with carved top hollow, and with our roasted swamp ash again, that's the most expensive kind of core wood. And then of course 5A quilt again. Right-handed rear route comes standard on these. That's the only way they come. And again, none of the pickup routes have any charge associated with them, so we can get whatever we want. Of course, we want 2 F-holes. None of the controls have any extra prices, so we'll just get whatever. Jack route, same deal. Same deal with bridge type routes. Let's go with hardtail. So we'll go with a STP. That's going to require, we'll go with a Tune-o-matic. That's going to require an angled pocket. And of course we want Warmoth to install the studs. And we'll go again with standard 4-bolt neck hole shape. These are included. We're going to get binding on this. And a battery box. And again, the same color of die. We'll go with, what did we pick last time? Jungle Burst, I think. And Trans Green Burst Over, Gloss, and let's see what the damage is here. 1325. Yeah, so that's very close. It ends up being very close. I'm wondering if I can somehow get it a little higher. Maybe if I go, let's try picking, let's go here and do a trim instead. Go to 510. No, that might even make it cheaper. Yeah, that makes it $10 cheaper because we don't have to have the angled neck pocket. So I don't think there is a way to get this more expensive. So let's go back to hardtail, Tune-O-Matic, because see, there's that extra 10 bucks. I think that might be it. That's as expensive as we can get that one. So so it looks like about $13.20, $13.25 is what you're going to pay for the most expensive body you can get from Warmoth with every bell and whistle. So we've got $195 as our cheap price point. We'll say $13.25 as our expensive price point. Now let's go back to the Strat replacement body, and I'm going to spec out a body that I would consider the sweet spot. So solid alder. I think alder is a tried and true core wood. You could do swamp ash if you want to get a little extravagant, but I mean, I just think alder is the vanilla of all core woods. Of course, no lamb top if we're shooting for the sweet spot. Right-handed. This is really a preference thing. Let's just go with top routed because it's standard, but even if you went rear routed, you get this extra charge to include the back plate cover that has to be cut and sent for it. Okay, we'll just go top route since that is more common. And again, oh, you know what? No, let's go rear route because that will bring up some options that you don't get with top route. So rear route, and then we'll go Strat, and then because it's rear route, you also get the 24 fret repo. Yeah, we're looking for the sweet spot. So let's just say no there anyway. Middle pickup, we'll go Strat, bridge pickup, humbucker. Controls are no extra charge. We'll go with the side mount jack. Tremolo is pretty standard, and I think most people these days, unless you're going for a real vintage look, most people are going to opt for a 2-point trem like the Goto 510. So that will make a stud charge. You can install them yourself, but I just think 25 bucks to have Warmoth do it is kind of a no-brainer. Standard 4-bolt, Strat shape. I think custom contoured heel is an upgrade that's worthy of the 35 bucks. It gives you better upper fret access, so let's go there. No battery box this time because most people don't get them. And then I think you're going to look for something, if you're looking for the sweet spot, you're going to either go solid or transparent finish. Maybe a burst. So solids usually come in at $229. Bursts are going to be a little more expensive, $265. Or a transparent color, if you want a transparent color, they're going to come in at $229. So it just, oops. Yeah. Let's just go with a solid color. How about surf green? And then that'll only give you one back color option and gloss. And so the sweet spot price is $504. I think we can get that down with some things that we don't really need. If you don't want the custom contoured heel, and honestly, when I get these bodies, I don't get the custom contoured heel. That's going to bring it down to $469. If you went with a hardtail bridge, that's going to eliminate the stud install charge. So then you're down to $444. But it looks like the sweet spot, in my opinion, for bodies is going to be somewhere between $450 and $5, right in there. So I think we can pretty safely say that the low end for a functional body is $195. The high end for a functional body is about $1325. And to hit the sweet spot where you're going to get a decent functional body with a finish professionally applied by Warmoth, and whatever combination of options is generally your preference, you're looking at between $450 and $500, which is way less than half of the most expensive body you can get. And that is the most expensive body, I think, that you can possibly buy from Warmoth, and the cheapest functional body that you can buy from Warmoth, and one that I consider falling right in the sweet spot. I hope you found that useful. I hope it helps you when you select options for your new guitar or bass body. In the meantime, if you have any more questions, make sure and visit the Warmoth website or give our customer service reps a call. And until next time, keep on picking.